Hi, everyone. This is Professor Hall, and I am really excited to be talking with you this week in week 9 of our Golden Age of Children's Literature course about the last third of Tom Sawyer. And the video you have is optional this week, but there's this great YouTube video called The Enduring Legacy of Tom Sawyer. I highly recommend watching it, even if you skip to around minute 30, 35. They have some really nice insights there. So, some things that you can look for. Again, I mentioned last week, we are really transitioning from sort of quiet, realist, local color novel into boy adventure novel. So we have the search for treasure. We have a character disguising themselves. We have characters who are lost in a cave. There is, a struggle and a resistance against the expectations of society by several characters. So look for that. Look for the differences in gender, especially. We have a little bit more of Becky Thatcher in this part of the book. We also have Huck Finn kind of taking over the story in many ways, and several critics have said that Huck Finn kind of takes over the end of this book, and then in The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, the sequel, Tom Sawyer kind of comes in at the end of that book and kind of reclaims his place. So it's sort of interesting to me how the two stories were kind of dovetailed together. We have, again, this look at what it means to be a child during this time, what it means to be a boy, especially. Some of the larger social concerns, I think, get pushed into the background because of the plot and the adventure elements. So, less possibly to examine, but a little more fun. I guess that's how I would characterize this part of the book. And really, at the end, I want you to look for the idea of what it means to be civilized, the freedom that some of these children are really trying to embrace and hold on to, much like Peter Pan, not really wanting to grow up, and yet kind of having a yearning for some stability, some love, that kind of thing. So I think we can see here a lot of the concepts we talked about very early in the class of how we're looking at being a child, and Twain is playing with it in a really interesting way. So I hope you enjoy the end of the book, and I can't wait to see your thoughts. Thanks.